Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ambry and this is Ambry's Corner. Welcome back. If you're a new watcher, viewer, subscriber, welcome. If you're a returning watcher, viewer, subscriber, welcome back. So today's video is going to be a story time. It's going to be an interesting one because this happened when I was in high school, actually my 9th grade year, actually. So if you are interested or would like to hear about the time I threw a math book across the classroom, then let's get to this video. So like I said, this takes place when I was in high school, my 9th grade year to be exact, in my my 9th grade math class. My high school years was a very traumatic one for me, because of, you know, just everything I had been through up until that point. Like, you know, just being bullied all the time, you know. I wouldn't even say it was traumatic. It was just like really stressful. You know, I just had dealt with a lot, you know, in school, period, with academics, with people, just a lot. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons why it led to me eventually dropping out. And a lot happened before I actually dropped out, but this is just one of like the many reasons why I left school. You know what I mean? It just, the hard truth is that everybody doesn't take the same route to get to where they're going. Everybody doesn't go down the same path, and that's understandable. Understandable. Sometimes you have to do what works for you. Not everything's gonna work for everybody else, and the way I did things worked for me in the end. So yeah. But this is about the time I threw a math book in class, and it did happen in math class. So yeah. So let's start at the beginning, I guess. So at this point, I was, like I said, I was in 9th grade. As you already know, I was a lot older than most of my classmates due to previous things. And I think that played a big part in why people picked on me. And plus, I was very shy, very to myself. I didn't talk. I talked, but I didn't talk as much, I guess, as people would like me to, or not. I don't know what the case was, why people did me what they did, but I was very shy. I didn't talk to everybody. And when I feel like when I did open up to people, people used that as a way to I don't know, to make fun of me more. Like they would, it would almost backfire on me, and then people would use it as a way to eventually just, you know, use it against me, embarrass me in front of people, which is kind of one of my biggest problems now. I don't like when people, you know, put me on Front Street in front of people. Like I can't stand people that do that type of stuff. You know how sometimes you'll be in like a setting with people, and you'll be talking to somebody, and somebody will do something in the moment, and although it's out of fun and it might just be to get a laugh, you know, sometimes it's at the expense of someone else. That's not always fun for people, especially people like me who have dealt with a lot as far as like with people go. That's why I kind of like tend to like keep my distance when it comes to hanging with people my age. I got a few friends my age, but like not a lot, you know, not as many as most people would have. I try to keep my circle small, and I try to keep it only within the confines of people that I absolutely trust. Everybody that I talk to, everybody that I hang with, I absolutely 100% trust. I don't bring people into my circle that I don't feel like But anyway, when I was in 9th grade, you know, I had a pretty big group of friends at the beginning of the year. Towards the middle of the year, you know, I started weeding people out. I started to realize, you know, the people that could potentially be long-term friends, and the people who were just, you know, there for a certain purpose or a certain season or a certain reason, and then they were gone. You know, and that's how it is. That's how it is sometimes. You know, of course, most people it take 4 years to figure it out. You know, it took me like the first year to figure out that most of the people I didn't want crap to do with, and all for good reason. But this I ended up becoming real close with a particular girl, and we're gonna call her Blue. Blue. I ended up becoming close with a girl named Blue in my 9th grade year. I think I'm trying to remember. Did she come at the beginning of the year? Did she come later on in the year? I think, but she came later on. And so right off the bat, me and her hit it off. Me and her were friends. We had a couple classes together, and we hit it off right away. And we was friends. I mean, it was her, it was us, it was me, her, and one other girl that she used to hang out with. But like, it was usually just me and her, you know, taking her to school. And all of my friends, if you pay attention to any of my story times, all my friends were the total opposite of me. The total opposite of me. I'm a little funny. I am. I'm weird a little bit. I tend to be a little bit more on the nerdy side. Now, that's said a lot, since my academics would say otherwise. I am not a nerd, but I tend to linger more on the nerdy side. I like certain things. I don't do certain things, and I don't talk to everybody. And there's a reason why I don't talk to everybody. I didn't talk to most people at this point, and there was a reason why, although she didn't quite understand that, you know. I didn't fool with everybody then. But yeah, she was the total opposite of me. Like, she was everything I wasn't. I think that's what maybe draw me to her, to want to be her friend. I think that's what draws me to a lot of people I'm friends with, because most of the people that I'm friends with, you wouldn't think that me and this person would be friends, but we are. Like, my best friend, I don't know, back then I could see how we would be friends, but as we like grew up and everything like that, I could see how come it would be weird for some people to think that, you know, they the last people we expect to be friends. Because we so different, you know, very different. I think maybe that's a good thing, but, you know, we're different. But we have a lot in common as far as friendship goes. And that goes the same for now, one of my friends, I actually think that me and him are, like, people don't get that feeling when they look at it. They know that we supposed to be friends. We're on the same wavelength. As far as that goes. As far as like our similarities, what we like, what we're passionate about, we're on the same wavelength. And then his kind of similar in what my past was, you know, like be dealing with people, except his approach to people was a little bit more different than my approach. My approach was, I let people nitpick till it build up and I got tired of it, and I would just explode on them. And then his approach was, you messing with me and I'm crazy, and you really just want this crazy to expose itself, and I'm trying to keep it at bay, but you making it really hard. Like, he was one of the people that he would just snap like that. I think me and him, we kind of balance each other out, because when he snaps, I tend to, like, you know, just like relax, let it flow, and let's just see what happens. If nothing happens, then, you know, you got every reason to snap. That's your right. Especially when it comes to people and how people treat you and how people talk to you. But yeah, like, so me and her was friends. Like I said, we was totally different, a lot different than what people would expect her to hang out with. But we were friends. So and she had other friends, and so did I. So it wasn't a big deal. But in the middle of the year, we had some new students come in, and they were twins, to be exact, and they were in the 9th grade with us. And these twins, it was a boy and a girl, and we're gonna call them the K twins, because I don't want to say names, but their names started with K, so I'm gonna call them the K twins. Now, the K twin was a boy and a girl, and a little thing about the K twins. They actually moved here from somewhere else, but first what had happened to them until like the twins, they told me. Now, the way they tell me, she was talking to my other friend, and I was hearing it, and I was asking questions, and she was just basically telling me what had happened and why they were here. But I'm not going to go into that because that's personal, and I don't want to. I'm sure they all moved on from it, but I don't want to, you know. That's not important. But so they came in the middle of the year, and they were put into my math class. And my friend Blue actually had the same math class. Yeah, we did have that class together. So we was in that math class, and it was a male teacher. Now, math was not my strongest subject. It really was. I sucked horribly in math, which is probably why I failed this class so bad. I barely made it through high school. Like, I don't understand to this day how I was in there as long as I was, because honestly, I would have kicked me out. I wasn't even trying at this point. Like, I was not trying at all. At all. And most of that was because of the school system and how they let things slide, and they still do. And how people treated me, and that played a big part in a lot of reasons why I just was over trying. I didn't even feel the need to try anymore. But yeah, the twins came in, and they were cool at first. Like, the brother and the sister were cool, and as time went on, like normal, you know, when you start to settle into a school or whatever, you know, you start to notice things about how people do or what people do. And you know, I seem to be the target for a lot of harassment in my school. I was the main target. I probably got, I don't know, targeted by people I didn't even know. Like, people I had never even had a conversation with. People would just, and I don't even understand how it would happen. Like, people used to come and tell me things that people would say. People I didn't even know. They would say, "Oh, you know such and such." I'm like, "Who is that?" They're like, "You don't know them?" I said, "No." They said, "Oh my God, I can't believe you don't know them. They know you. They've been talking about you the whole time." And I would be in shock. I mean, like, shock. I said, "Well, I don't know why, because I ain't never even heard of them. I don't even know their name. Like, how they know my name?" And at school, like, I swear, I was getting picked on by people I didn't even know. Like, I didn't even know who they were. I didn't know their name. Most of the time when it happened, I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even pinpoint that person in a crowd. I'm like, "Can you show me what he looked like? Can you show me what she looked like? Because I'm really having a hard time trying to get up who you're talking about." And they be like, "I can't believe you don't know who this is. Like, how you not know who this is? This person has been talking about you all day, like, literally, and you don't have a clue who they are." And I guess then that should have dawned on them and me, was that it's not even important, because clearly what they're saying is something they heard from somebody else. So why should it matter to me what they were saying about me? They don't even know me. They had never even had a conversation with me. So for them to be still there talking about me, it actually made them look stupid. And then when somebody came back and told me what was said, they looked even stupider, because I don't even know their name, but they knew my name. I guess that should have been flattering to me then, but I was more focused on the fact that, you know, I didn't know them and they were talking about me. I guess that means I was doing something right. So after like the first couple months, after they had got comfortable with it in school, like, I became on the brother's radar. Like, I mean, he was just on me all the time. And it came out of nowhere. You know, at first it was cool. I didn't mind him. He didn't irritate me as much. Like, he kept to himself and I kept to myself, and we was good. Like, but then, like, he was nice. I mean, he was nice to a T, which is funny now that I think about it, because everybody's talking about, "Oh, for real, he's so nice. I can't believe you don't like him." Like, but the truth is, like, he was nice to them. He wasn't nice to me. You know what I mean? My mama seemed to think sometimes that maybe I mistook, you know, them playing with me for them picking on me, and maybe that wasn't always the case. I can't tell you the difference no more. I'm so messed up in the head. I really can't tell you the difference between, you know, somebody just playing with me. But I think you know when somebody's playing with somebody really just trying to hurt you. And most times that's what this was. Somebody was really trying to hurt me. You know what I mean? But I was on his radar, and he started going after me. In our math class, there was like a couple other guys in there that picked on me a bit. The other guys, like, they used to pick on me a lot. So I guess when he started hanging around this dude, because they had become friends in that classroom, like they like kind of like latched on to each other because he was new and this guy had been there. He just kind of knew everybody, but they had become friends. I guess when this guy started picking on me, he just like, well, this must be things, I'm gonna do it too. He started to, him and his sister both. So now at this time, Blue and the K twins was friends. They was friends, especially she was especially close to the sister because the sister was more like her than me. And I guess it kind of balanced out because I was like the sensible one and they were the two idiots in the group. But it kind of made sense that they would be friends more than me and her would be, but we was friends. So anyway, I started noticing like little things that the sister would do sometimes, like, you know, like she just made faces and stuff like that. She just, oh no, it just like it all came out of nowhere. Because the thing about me was I didn't care that they hung out. That didn't bother me because me and her were still friends, you know what I mean? I didn't care, and I had other friends outside of her, so I wasn't focused on her, just her. I mean, she was my main friend, but she was the one I was with all the time because we had classes together. But I had other friends I would talk to, including my now best friend and a couple other friends. Like, we had a group that I had a little group outside of her that I used to hang out with. So that it really didn't bother me as much that they were friends or they were close. But I think it bothered her that it didn't bother me that they was as close as they were. You know what I mean? And it didn't bother me because I had other friends I was close to. When I left that class, I really never saw her again. Like, I saw my other friend because we had other classes together. I saw Blue all the time because we had classes together. But her, when I would leave that math class, I never seen her or her brother again. I would never see them again. Like, never. Like, she started hanging out with other groups that I guess used to pick on me or talk about me when I wasn't around. I didn't even know. She started hanging around with them. So one day, I guess I had got fed up with the brother. Like, he used to just come in on me for no reason. I didn't understand it because, like, we were cool. I wouldn't even say we were cool. We were just like, okay, I'm aware of you, you're aware of me. Keep your distance. I think that's what it was. But like, I didn't understand what the shift came in there, because he was coming for me every day. And I do mean every day. Every day he was coming for me in some way, fashion, and form. So one day I got fed up with it. I got tired of it. And I remember I was coming to classroom and he was still on me. Like, he was on me the whole time. I got tired of him. So I said something to him and he was still going. So at this point I had got fed up because I felt like, well, no, nobody seems to care that, you know, I seem to be the target for most people here, for most of the kids here, for most everybody here. And I'm not doing that. I'm not saying that. I'm not interacting with nobody but the people I normally interact with. You know what I mean? So I'm not understanding where all this aggression for me, where all this, you know, this built up tension for me is coming from, when I'm not saying or doing anything. I had got fed up with it. I mean, I was over at this point. I remember I used to let it build up so I used to just let it build up so much to the point that I would just explode on I would just explode on these people, y'all, for like the littlest things. Like, they could have said something as simple as, oh, look at Big Yasmin over there, you know what I mean? That's all they could have said. Like, and I would just be so to the point that I would, and that's probably why I have a problem with guys calling me something outside of my name now. Like, I joined the dating app recently, and I get so irritated when guys call me outside of my name. Don't call me baby, don't call me honey, don't call me sweet. I don't like that bull crap. Do not do that. Just call me by my name. That's probably why I have such a stigma with it, because guys in school used to call me out of my name as a way to belittle me, to make me feel less than, you know what I mean? And that kind of sticks with me now. So now when somebody calls me, it could be something as simple as a term of endearment, sweetie, baby, honey, I get irritated. I get highly irritated. Do not call me that. Just call me by my name. That my name is Jasmine. You call me Yaz, Yasmin, Yazzie, anything. The only people now that I don't mind calling me a term of endearment are my family members. Like, my family members got names, nicknames for me, and it doesn't bother me when they do it, because I know it's all love from them. But when a stranger is calling me outside of my name, I do not like that. That bothers me to my bone. I don't like that. I don't like when you call me out my name. Like, just call me my name. Do not, I don't care if it is in a nice way. Do not call me anything but my name. Do not do that, especially when it's a man. Don't do that. Just say my name. Cause I start to feel like it's a joke going on that I'm not in on. And I had that because people used to call me Big Yasmin, and I absolutely hated that. They wouldn't call me Yasmin, which was my name. They would say Big Yasmin, as if that was supposed to be my identification to say who I am. That's what I am. I'm big. That's not my name though. Big. You know what I mean? I am big, but I'm not. My name is not Big. And so they used to just tick me off to no ends, and it stayed with me. But he started calling me that, and he wasn't before. And I would let it all build up, and I would just explode out of nowhere. Nobody would ever see it coming. It would just happen at the most random time. And when I would explain to them when I would explain to like my teachers or whoever I was explaining to why I started acting like that, when I would explain to them why that happened, they would act like I was the problem. Well, you shouldn't have done that. Well, no, you're right, I shouldn't have done that. But you have to look at what led up to this moment. It didn't happen because of one time, one day. You know what I mean? This was constant. In like last 2 or 3 weeks, what did you expect for me to do? I come and tell you, and you change my classes as if I did something wrong. And I didn't. You know, why was I being punished for what they were doing when it wasn't my fault? So I remember this day vividly. He was taunting me as always. He probably was a little bit more worse with today. And I got fed up with him. I just got so fed, and I couldn't take another minute of me going to the teacher and telling him what was going on. Even though the teacher I had, he was really nice. I liked him a lot. He was really cool. But I couldn't take another trip to the principal office, to the council office, for something I knew that I was gonna end up right back in this class with somebody I knew I was gonna end up right back up with this class with, and it was gonna be right back to normal in the next couple weeks. I couldn't deal with another minute like that. So I took things in my own hands. We got into this whole argument, and I got so mad and so heated. I took my book and I just flung it across the classroom. At that very moment, my teacher decided to show his pretty face inside the classroom. He said, what's going on here? He said, Yasmin, why are you throwing books in my classroom? Just like that. I said, I'm tired of it. Every time I come here, it's always something. Somebody always bothers me. I just wish people would leave me alone. I'm not doing this. I don't bother you. I don't say anything to you. Why are you always coming at me? Why are you always messing with me? He just looked at me and smiled as if he didn't know what was going on. And then the teacher turned to him. He's like, I don't know what's going on. But you do know what's going on, sir. You know exactly what's going on. You've been taunting me, harassing me for the last week now. But nobody sees it. Nobody notices it. But everybody laughs at it. But nobody sees anything. And all of a sudden, I'm crazy because you've been messing with me. You know how that could make a person snap. How that could make a person see and think things that it all goes back to like me now, you know what I mean, to those moments like that when I was considered crazy because somebody was messing with me, and it was all of a sudden something I did wrong. Let's forget that I've been dealing with this for weeks now. Oh, well, you should have said something earlier. You don't need to go on like this. No, yes I do. Because this is the only way y'all understand me to be. You know what I mean? I can't be Yasmin. Oh, I'm getting picked on. Okay, well, let's talk about it. Let's stop talking about it. And I'll tell them to stop. And you can go back to class and deal with it again in another couple days. Nah, see, y'all don't respond to that. Y'all respond to this Yasmin. The one that got to throw books and chairs in the classroom. The one that got to show her black ass in class. You know, that's what y'all respond to. That's what y'all know. Y'all don't know Y'all don't know how to act when I'm using my inside voice, when I'm calm, when I'm not acting a fool in front of everybody. Y'all don't respond well to that one. You know what I mean? But when I start acting crazy, when I start, showing my ass, when I start throwing stuff, y'all can hear me then. You can hear me then, catch you. I don't think nothing happens to him. He tells me from now on I need to tell him what's going on. I can't be acting like that in class. But he said he gonna let me slide today. I go back in classroom, and the next couple weeks it's the same thing. His sister was worse. The other thing about her, she was sick. I've been had a lot of things going on. I haven't really had time to just sit down, play the film, and this was like a last minute type of thing. So y'all hope you enjoy her study, and I'll see you next time. Bye.